The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith narrated by Imam Ahmad and Imam Abu Dawood that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam or wanted to create Adam, He got a handful or a grasp of the whole entire earth. That's why people came in different colors, because you can see how the soil has different colors and different natures from one place to another place. So that's why the people came white, red, and black, and in between. The people have different colors between all these colors. And some of them came rough and tough, and some others are easy and lenient. And some of them were good, and some of them are evil. And some of them are between these. This is a very important hadith that we have to understand when we are dealing with people. Not all of them are good, and not all of them are bad. And everyone's nature and color depends on the portion and the part of this clay from which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam. And this was an introduction to talk about the friendship or the circle or the kinds of people that you are having around you. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Al-mar'u ala dini khalilih falyanzur ahadukum man yukhalil." A man is on the religion of his friend. So let every one of you see who he is having friendship with. And the proverb says, do not ask about someone and ask about his friend. For everyone will going to look the same and act the same as his friend, most likely. They're not going to be identical, but they are friends because they have too much between them. They go along together because they have so much commonalities between them. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam is giving us a wonderful example of a good friend or someone that you are having a session with is like either like the one who is carrying musk, like the one who sells perfumes, and the other side is just like the blacksmith when he blows in his pillows. The one, the carrier of the perfumes, you will be benefiting from him. Either he's going to give you something, some of his perfumes, or you will buy some of his perfumes, or at least you will be for free smelling good smell. And this is the example of what? Of the good companion, of someone whom you are sitting with. He reminds you about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever you are with him, when you leave this session, you didn't leave with a sin, but you leave with a good deed. You leave with a good impression. And on the other side, this one who blows into the coal and the billows. The example of that, when you sit next to someone like that, so either you will burn your clothes because there will be some sparks coming out of that fire, or at least you will be having or smelling bad all the time. As long as you're sitting with him, let's say that there is no physical harm is going to come to you, but you are not feeling comfortable in this session. And this is just like an evil or a bad companion with whom you are sitting. It's about backbiting. It's about the life. It's about how everything is depressing. It's about plotting about other. Anyway, whatever any of these, and there is a wide spectrum for that. If you don't get a sin, at least you will leave with a bad impression. This is a wonderful example that the Prophet ﷺ gave us in this hadith. And a perfect example to give for that is the most evil companion. And this man was so evil to his friends, even though he didn't mean it, or he meant it. But this is Abu Jahl. He's going to visit his friend Abu Talib, who is dying. And the Prophet is talking to his uncle. Ya ammi, قلها كلمة أحاج لك بها عند الله يوم القيامة. Just say it, one word, a sentence, and I will intercede for you, and I will argue for you, and I will defend you on the day of judgment. Just say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Just say it. Abu Talib was thinking. And then sitting next to him, Abu Jahl and Abdullah ibn Umayyah. And they said to him, when they saw that how he is about to accept that, so they said to him, are you going to abandon the religion of your fathers? قال لا بل على ملة عبد المطلب. He said, no, I will die on the religion of Abdul Muttalib. لا تصاحب إلا مؤمن. Do not be in friendship except with a believer. ولا يأكل طعامك إلا تقي. And when you invite people for food, those whom you are inviting to your house, invite the pious people, the people of Allah. Those whoever, when they come into your house, they will be coming with the blessings and the barakah. Those when they come into your house, they are not going to go outside and say to everybody, we have seen this and that in such and such house. When they come into your house and they see something is wrong or you need something, they will take care of it. A wonderful advice from Amir al-Mu'mineen Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu, while he was admonishing someone. He said, do not speak about things that are not of your business, and abandon your enemy. Leave him alone. And be careful of your friends, except the honest. And there is no one that is ameen or honest except those who fear Allah and obey Him. So basically he's telling him, don't trust anyone except whatever they call themselves friends, they call themselves brothers, they call themselves cousins, they call themselves neighbors, whatever they call them, then you have a criterion. If they meet it, then you can't trust them. What is that? They fear Allah, so they know the halal and the haram. They know that I cannot do this because Allah forbade this, I cannot do this because the Prophet ﷺ forbade us from doing that. Who fears Allah and obeys Him. And do not walk with the wicked, because he will teach you wickedness. Do not walk with the evil, because he will teach you evil ways. And do not tell the wicked about your secrets. And do not consult except those who fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A wonderful ayah in the Quran. الأخلاء يومئذ بعضهم لبعض عدو إلا المتقين. الأخلاء. If I just say friends, that wouldn't be enough. The very close friends, the intimate friends, on the day of judgment will be enemies except the people of taqwa. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, when he came to explain this ayah, he said there were two pious good friends, and the other one, there were two disbelievers. So when one of the two friends, both of them were really good, one of them passed away. So when he died, the glad tidings was given to him that he's going to go to the Jannah. فَذَكَرَ خَلِيلَهُ. So once he got the good news that he's going to go to the Jannah, then he remembered his brother, who is still alive. So one of them is on the other side, in the hereafter, and the other one of them is still alive. So he remembered his brother and said, "Oh Allah, I had a friend who was always commanding me to be obedient, and he was always reminding me about you. And he always forbade me from doing wrong, and always reminded me that I will be meeting you one day. Oh Allah, do not let him go astray or being misled till he meets you and you show him what you are showing me right now." So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to this man who died, "If you were to know what I have prepared for him, you would have been so happy for him." So when the other one dies, their souls will come together. Their ruhs will be combined together. As they were friends in this life, they will be friends in the barzakh, which is the life between this dunya and the hereafter. In the graves, those who die in the graves, the souls, the ruh are still alive. So those who were friends here, they will be friends there, and they will be friends and brothers on the day of judgment and in the Jannah. And on the other side, the two ones who were evil and disbelievers, one of them is going to die. And once he goes there and he sees the punishment of Allah, and then he would say, "Oh Allah, I have a friend who is now still alive. He used to push me to do evil. Every time I was about to do something good, he would stop me and say, 'No, let's go there. Why are you going to the masjid? Let's go to this place. Why aren't you do this? You're so outdated.' Nowadays we say it this way. Nowadays we're cool, we do it this way." So he misled him. He would say, "Oh Allah, do not give him a chance to repent to you. I want him to die the same way as I died." Because they're friends. So Allah would say to him, "Don't worry. If you were to know what I have prepared for him." And then the other one will die on the same way and in the same action as his brother were doing, and both of them will be in the punishment together. قال الله تعالى: ويوم يعض الظالم على يديه يقول يا ليتني اتخذت مع الرسول سبيلا يا ويلتى ليتني لم أتخذ فلانا خليلا لقد أضلني عن الذكر بعد إذ جاءني وكان الشيطان للإنسان خذولا. Allah says about a man that on the day of judgment he will bite on his hands. When somebody regrets, he bites on his fingertips. But this man on the day of judgment, he will not be just biting his finger, he will bite all of his hand. It's too much regret, saying, "I wish يا ليتني اتخذت مع الرسول سبيلا. I wish I had taken the path of the Prophet. Woe to me, I wish I had not taken such and such as my friend." He regrets about his evil friend. Why? لقد أضلني عن الذكر بعد إذ جاءني. He deviated me from the dhikr, from the Islam, from the Quran when it came to me. I knew it was right and I wanted to accept it. But my friend, the cause of revelation of this was about Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt. At the beginning of Islam, when the Prophet ﷺ came out and calling people to Islam, he did not accept Islam, but he used to sit with the Prophet. And he was a clement man, he was patient, and he was wise. So the leaders of Mecca were hurting the Prophet, but Uqba ibn Abu Mu'ayt, yes, he was not a Muslim, but he liked to listen to what the Prophet ﷺ was saying, and he would sit with the Prophet. And he was a good friend of Umayyah ibn Khalaf. This is the master who was torturing Bilal radiallahu anhu. They were good friends. And Umayyah was on a journey, and he came back talking to his wife, "What's going on? What is here?" They said, not too much, except that your brother, your best friend, Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayt, he's always sitting with Muhammad, and everybody's now thinking that he's a Muslim. So he went to his brother, Umayyah went to Uqba ibn Abi Mu'ayth and said to him, my face is forbidden to meet and see your face unless you go and spit at Muhammad's face. And he did as his best friend told him. He went to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam and he spat at the Prophet's face. Against what he believes in, his nature, his mind wants to listen to this man. But his best friend, he doesn't want to lose his best friend. Guess what? Well, you're going to be with your best friend on the Day of Judgment. So when he did that, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to him, if you were to go out of from between the mountains of Mecca, I will kill you. And again, just to continue, years passed, and then the Prophet ﷺ migrated from Mecca to Al-Madinah. And now it's the battle of Badr. Then the people are leaving to save their caravan. And Uqbah, he remembered what the Prophet said to him years ago. He said, if you were ever to go out of the mountains of Mecca, I will kill you. He didn't want to leave. Again, his mind was telling him the truth. He was honest with himself. Then his best friend came to him and said, you have such and such camel. It's super fast. If we ever defeat it, you ride your camel and run away. Nobody will ever be able to catch you. So again, his best friend is pulling him for his death. It's the same as Abu Jahl did with Utbah ibn Rabi'a. Utbah said, we should go back. It's not to go and fight our cousins. Yes, they are Muslims, but we're still one family. It's not to go. You know what? Say to everyone, Utbah was a coward and he told us to go back. His best friend, Abu Jahl, said, no, we have to go there and, come and just walk with us for a few more miles. Everybody's going to see you. All of them went there and all of them were killed in that battle because of what everyone thinks to be their best friend. No, the best friend is the one who reminds you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The best friend is the one whom when you see him reminds you about Allah. The best friend is the one when you sit with them that you don't live with sins and disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to finish that, a man or a young man was always saying to his father, I'm going to see my friends. I'm going to meet my friends. I'm inviting my friends over. Well, his father asked him, well, how many friends do you have? He said like 20. Oh, he said, you are in your 20s and you're having what, 20 friends? I am 60 years old and I have one friend and half. He said, one friend and half? What is that? He said, one day you will know. The king heard this conversation between the father and his son. And he invited the man over and said to him, tell me about this one friend and half. He said, make an announcement that tomorrow in the square of the town that I will be executed because I was found guilty of stealing. And someone went outside, a decree from the king that so and so will be beheaded tomorrow or hung tomorrow because he stole something from the royal palace. And then everybody came. And before this man was to be executed, someone ran to the stage and said, do not kill him. Whatever he stole, I will pay for that. They said, no, that's not how it works. Whatever it takes, I'm ready to give whatever it takes to save my friend from execution. I'm ready to give everything I own, everything I have, just take it and let him go. They said no. Then the man walked to his friend and said, is there anything else I can do for you? Tell me about anything. He said, may Allah bless you. You did what you owe me. And then before the execution happened, another one is coming from far away and said, hold on, it's me who did it. I stole whatever you're talking about. They said, no, we found it in his house. You're lying. He said, when I stole it, I threw it in his house. He's trying to do whatever it takes to save it. He said, it's me, but we found it in his house. I threw it in his house. And then he looked at the king and said, the one who offered everything he has is the half-friend. And the one who offered his life, who was ready to sacrifice his life, this is what I call a friend. And you will be lucky to have one. If you even got one, you have been given a lot by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.